Hello everyone, I love you so much. Thank you for checking my video out. Today in this video I'm going to talk about natural weight loss. I'm going to talk about losing weight through nature, like permanently. You know, of course nothing is permanent, but when I say permanent, I mean in a long-lasting way that's sustainable. Something that we don't have to do something ridiculous to maintain it. That's what I mean by permanent. Alright, so I'm going to start this video by talking about what is being overweight. What exactly does this mean? This is something that people get confused. What is being overweight? To me, overweight is being divorced from natural energy source, which means being divorced from nature. That means we're not in the sun, we cover our body, we block our absorption from the sun, we're away from nature, we're disconnected, we don't receive energy from the ground, from the earth, we're not getting fresh air and stuff that allows us to absorb the sun and utilize nature and help us breathe and clean and clear our bodies out. We're missing a lot of pieces of the puzzle that nature provides, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So again, what is being overweight? Being overweight is, people think, an energy abundance situation. No, it's not an energy abundance situation. It doesn't mean we're fat because we have all this energy and we just need to go use it. That's not the case. Usually a person that's fat, they're probably pretty tired and they don't have an abundance of energy. So, what's the remedy to this? The remedy to this is to put energy into the body, because being fat is a state of not having energy. Your body, your brain senses that there's an energy emergency. You don't have enough energy, so your body is holding on to everything it can hold on to because your body senses an emergency, and it's a clear sign that you need to start pulling energy into your body. And people say, what is energy? Well, how can we get energy? And the first thing that pops in your mind is food. Yes, we can use food intelligently, but food isn't the answer. The energy that I'm talking about is the energy that you get from your environment, especially from the sun, and your connection to your environment, which helps you absorb that energy from the sun. So you want to reconnect back to that, to absorb the energy, to lose weight and fix your body composition, to get the body of your dreams, or whatever you're trying to do in your life. And I want you to think about this. The equation for energy, the equation for everything. It's going to be a little bit complicated, but bear with me for a moment. I'll take it back to something easier and more easier to understand. Just bear with me for a moment. Think about this. E equals mc squared. What is E equals mc squared? What does it mean? Of course, it's Einstein's equation. It's Einstein's equation for energy. It's Einstein's equation for everything. And according to Einstein, mass can turn into light, and light can turn into mass. Mass and light are energy. And energy is mass and light. They're interchangeable. So, I want you to think about this equation in respect to weight loss. How can we lose weight based on this equation? E equals mc squared. If we think of M as being our body mass, how much we weigh, how can we make M smaller? There's two ways according to this equation. One way is to make the energy smaller, the E. But you don't want to do that, because when the E goes down to zero, it basically means you're dying. When E goes down too low, when E goes down to zero, you're dead. So you don't want to manipulate the E. So the other side of the equation is to manipulate the C. The C is light, sunlight. The C is life. Light and life. You want to manipulate that C. You want to get as much as possible. You want to absorb as much as possible. And of course, there are some limitations to how much of the light and life that you can get. And the trick is to learn about these limitations and learn about the ways around it, or the things that help you manipulate that C. And of course, they're not as simple as E equals MC squared. So we have to find out like what other little variables or what other little things that affect this central equation, E equals MC squared. All right, so back to more simpler things. So we just learned from E equals MC squared, the most important variable in that equation is light, or life, the C. So we want to get more light into our body and pull more life into our body. Once we do that, we'll start losing weight really quickly, because that's what being overweight is. It's a lack of light, it's a lack of life into the body. So you want to pull light and life back into the body. Okay, some ways to do this. How can we pull light and life back into the body? I'm going to start off with the most difficult way, but also the most effective way, which is lowering your body temperature. When you lower your body temperature, a lot of things happen. It makes you more magnetic. It makes you absorb a lot more life big time, because cold equals more magnetism. And I guess an example to compare or help you relate to this, the poles of the earth, the north and south pole, they pull in the most energy from the sun. The equation gets too much energy, and the heat generated on the equator, it makes the energy a little bit less absorbable, unless you have special features within your body that helps you absorb excessive heat on the equator. So you can lower your body, you can use lowering your body temperature, which it has an effect on your survival. Anything that threatens your survival is going to make your body be the best that it can be. Because your body's going to do whatever it takes to survive. And it's going to make you, if you start playing with the temperatures, your body is going to do whatever it takes to maintain the proper body temperature in order to survive. And that means dropping huge amounts of your body fat really, really quickly, just to keep you alive. And of course, you're playing with danger if you do this, because if you take it too far, of course, you can die, because you are playing with survival. So the trick is to do this over time in a process, slowly as possible. You develop your tolerance for cold, and it's going to teach your body how to burn fat, and how to burn fat really fast. So that's one way, dropping the temperature. And of course, there's other reasons behind this, but I just gave you two. It makes you really attracted to light and life, which pulls more light and life into your body. And one, it threatens your survival, so your body has to do whatever it takes to survive, and that means dropping huge amounts of body fat. Also in the process, it's going to reset almost all of your hormones, especially the main energy metabolism hormone, leptin. I had a few technical difficulties, but I was talking about leptin. Leptin is the main energy metabolism hormone, and cold resets that. Every winter we deal with cold. If you live in a place that has climate that fluctuates, and you have like snow and extreme cold temperatures, the cold is designed to fix the problems that you encountered during the summer, when you were overeating and doing all the things maybe you should not have been doing, or maybe you should not have been doing as much as you did. So cold is a way to reset all of your hormones, especially leptin. Leptin is the main one. The leptin hormone is based on light and temperature. And light and temperature are related because of what I just mentioned to you about light and temperature's relationship to one another. So cold is one way of helping you absorb more energy to lose weight. Now I'm going to talk about the other part of the equation, which is, I guess, easier to do, or less agonizing, or more comfortable to do, which is the light side of the equation. Talk about the cold side of the equation. Cold side of the equation is way faster, but that's not for everyone. Everyone can't do it. It's difficult. Now I'm going to talk about the light side of the equation. It's relatively easy, but it requires discipline as well. So some things you can do to fix the light or control the light side of the equation is understand that all of your hormones are tied to the light patterns of the day. Like the sun rises and it falls. Your hormones follow a certain pattern. Some of them rise and fall with the sun. Some of them go lower as the sun as the light goes higher, and go up as the sun goes down. But anyway, they're all consistent. All those hormone patterns are consistent, and if you learn how they work together, you'll know like what to do, the proper things to do in your body to get the change that you want in your body. So the light cycles, learn about the light cycles. And your hormones work maximally when there's maximum amount of light in that part of the day. So if you're eating a lot of food and stuff, you don't want to eat food when the light is low, because your hormones are going to be low. Your hormones in your body is going to be shutting down and preparing to go to sleep. So you don't want to be eating like a lot of food, or especially the wrong foods at the latter part of the day, because the light is low, the leptin is low, your hormone pattern, it's not a good idea, because it goes against what your hormones are wanting your body to do. It goes against that. So what you want to do is you want to eat with the light. When there's lots of light, you want to eat. And of course, eating makes you magnetic. It makes you absorb more energy. That's why we eat, to help us absorb more energy. So it would make sense to eat when there's lots of energy around, which is when there's lots of sunlight. That's when it's time to absorb the energy. So that's when it's time to eat, when there's energy there to eat. And what tells your body that it's time to eat? Your eyes. The eyes sense the light coming in your environment. It tells you, oh, it's time to eat because there's lots of light, there's lots of sunlight. And don't get this confused. Light, artificial light, and sunlight are two very, very different things. The artificial light that you get from your TV screens and inside from your light bulbs is very different. It's only one spectrum, and that one spectrum is destructive, because it's not like the sun. The sun has like multiple spectrums, a wide, large, much bigger spectrum. So getting the light signal from like artificial source is like eating just a bunch of Twinkies all day. It's giving your body the wrong signal. It's telling your body to do the wrong thing. It's basically telling your body that it's noon. Every time you look at your phone, your computer screen, your TV screen, this artificial light, you're giving your body the signal that it's noon. So you want to block this light as much as possible. You want to block this artificial light, this wrong signal as much as possible, if you want to fix your hormones and make your body do the things that you want it to do to lose weight and be the natural person that you're supposed to be, not the overweight person that you may be. And remember, being overweight is because of your disconnect with nature, your disconnect from the signals that nature gives you, and your disconnect from the energy that nature gives you from the sun, from the earth, through grounding, the positive charge, the positive energy from the sun, and negative energy from grounding from the earth. You're divorced from that too much, and of course you get fat because your body thinks that it's starving, there's no energy, so it needs to hold on to food. It senses like some extinction event coming. So what you need to do is let your body know, hey, it's okay, there's no extinction event. You know, we're okay, we can lose weight, we can be normal. So fixing the light is one of the most important things, because all of your hormones coincide with the patterns of light throughout the day. So place most of your meals early in the day. And and my advice, if you're fat or overweight, you want to take this a step further. You want to wake up before the sun rises, and you want to eat your big meal. And the type of meal that you want to eat, you want the macronutrients, highly negatively electrically charged, which means you want a high fat meal, and not just any fat. You want like good fats, not any artificial fats or any like fats that have been exposed to light and exposed to high temperatures. They'll destroy it. Your body won't be able to metabolize them, and you won't get the effect that you want from these things. They'll actually block electricity versus absorb the electricity. So you want to use things like grass-fed butter. You want to use things like organic coconut oil. You want to use things like olive oil that's been protected, that hasn't been on the shelf, sitting exposed to light, and you know, in situations like this, that kills the oil and removes its ability to absorb light energy. So you want to make your body more attractive. You want to eat when there's an abundance of energy. You want to make yourself more magnetic then to light when there's an abundance of energy, which is early in the day, when like noon, when there's lots of sunshine out. And again, if you're fat or overweight, you want to take it a step further. I suggest waking up earlier, like waking up like when it's dark. Eat your big meal then, especially your big fatty meal. Fat is good. The carbohydrates aren't that great. I'll have to do another video to explain, like, you know, why carbohydrates aren't that great. They're good if you live and you're connected in nature and you're getting like natural carbohydrates, but most of us are not. So I have to make the blanket statement and say that carbohydrates aren't that great. That's for another video to explain like the intricacies of that. But in general, you want to go fatty. Fatty it's more absorptive to energy, light energy from the sun in our artificial modern day environment. You want to go fatty, and you want to do this early in the morning before the sun rises. And then after the sun rises, you need to be outside in the sun with your clothes off, with your shoes off. And if you religiously do these things, your body will go all the way back to its natural state. So those are things to remember when you're trying to get fat loss, natural fat loss, permanent fat loss that's sustainable. Focus on the energy equation, E equals MC squared. Remember, energy is E equals the energy, overall energy in your body. When E goes down to 0, you die. M is the mass of your body, and C is the light energy, or life, or usable energy. Think about that equation. That's the equation to fat loss. It's the equation to energy, but it's also the equation to fat loss. Also, consider light, which is the sunlight, and the sunlight pattern throughout the day, and also consider the temperature. You consider all those things, you have full control over your body composition, and you can have the body of your dreams. This video is probably a little bit complicated, and if you have any questions, drop the questions, and maybe I'll make a simpler video that breaks down some of these individual concepts that I talk about in the video. But if you follow these things, you will get results. You will get results fast, especially if you're disciplined and you follow these things religiously. So, one thing I didn't elaborate on, I'll elaborate on it right now, and I'll finish the video. In the evening, I kind of said it, but I kind of glazed over it. In the evening, the sun is going down, going down, going down. This is the time when you don't want to eat, because the energy is getting low. You need to eat your big meal back here. Eat your big meal back here. Eat a meal, pig out. Eat a meal that's going to take you all the way through the day. The key is to be able to not eat as the energy goes down. As the sun goes down, you want to stop eating. You want to eat before the energy peaks, and energy peaks in the day. You want to eat before that, and you don't want to eat when the energy goes down. If you keep your body in sync to that, you will get the results that you want. You will get the body that you want, and your energy will go up too. I'll stop here. Thank you so much for checking my video out. I really appreciate it. And there's many more videos to come. So if you like this video, please press the like button. Please subscribe. You have comments, questions, please drop the questions, because I'm willing to, and I want to talk about this stuff to not only help empower you, but also improve my ability to understand, and also my ability to explain some of these things. So thank you again. I really appreciate it. You have a wonderful day, and connect with nature. Be the best you possible. I'll see you guys. Thank you.